I think they should know that this is the House of Legislation, Representation and Oversight. Your senator was here, but since you are aware the president was in your county, I think he has been captured with exigencies of duty. But feel welcome also from Kilifi. I hope to see you in leadership in future. This is your country. You must be the leaders of today, not tomorrow. And I hope in 2027 some of you can contest on some of these seats, except the presidency. Then you can join us in this house or in governor or MCA. Yeah, the presidency is taken, so that's what I wanted to say. Mr. Speaker, as I rise to second this very important bill, the provision of sanitary towels bill 2024, I'll be very brief. They say the soul of wit is the brevity. The Speaker, let me just build a small background of why period poverty and period shaming should be a thing of the past in our learning institutions and correctional facilities. Madam Speaker, I note the change on the Speaker's seat. As I rise to second this bill, the provision of sanitary towels bill 2024, Mr. Speaker, as men, we must be champions of pushing to end of period shaming and period poverty in this country. So, Speaker, it should be the basics of many girls going to school. So, Speaker, are you aware every month, Mr. Speaker, our girls in both from lower level to secondary schools miss 2 to 3 to 4 days in a month without attending the academic programs, Madam Speaker. It is very important that we understand this. The reason this matter has grown the attention of the country is because while our boys are going to school, 3 to 4 days, our girls are missing because of issues of the issues of monthly periods, Madam Speaker. And therefore, as a country, we must give an attention. And you remember, Madam Speaker, in 2020, we were able to launch menstrual hygiene management policy paper by government. And some of these agendas was proper funding, proper attention that needs to be given, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the sad reality is that 65% of our women lack basic necessities to manage their periods. And these are facts that USAID, United Nations, the one that was subsidized by Donald Trump, Madam Speaker, cannot afford, Madam Speaker. And therefore, 2 out of 3 Kenyan women are unable to afford the sanitary pads. And that is where now you find issues where sex in exchange of sanitary pads. And it is common where girls are giving up their bodies, they are being used as sex objects so that they can be able to afford a sanitary pad for that month, Madam Speaker. And it's very tragic because this is what we call about period poverty or period shaming, Madam Speaker. We need also to involve the boy child to be part, because some of the girls, when they start menstruation, Madam Speaker, in their primary school, sometimes the young boys and the society frown upon them, and that goes even the girl that committed suicide out of that period shaming. And I think, Madam Speaker, it's very important. And an average of 1 million girls in this country, as I have indicated, out of 3 to 4 days, they are missing academic days per month, unlike their boy child who are able to attend throughout the month. And Madam Speaker, this should not mean that they are sick, but it is something that, that it is natural, and therefore the attention of the country should be drawn. Madam Speaker, on the issues of budgeting, we have seen pull and push by the Ministry of Gender and Ministry of Education. As we talk today, no one, Madam Speaker, in the appropriation of budgeting, no one can say today that, Madam Speaker, in the appropriation or budgeting, that it should be within the Ministry of Education or Ministry of Gender, Madam Speaker. And therefore, in budget making, I want us to build the picture so that our people, the House understands. In the financial year in 2022-2023, the government pushed an appropriation of 940 million to be allocated in purchase of sanitary pads in our public institutions, especially the schools. Madam Speaker, this was double the previous financial year, where in financial year of 2022-2023, 470 million was allocated. Madam Speaker, in the financial year of 2024-2025, this amount tripled to buy sanitary pads for our school-going children across the country and in public institutions, including correctional facilities, Madam Speaker. So looking at 940 million, 470 million, even in this financial year, Madam Speaker, 4 months into the financial year, the Ministry of Education and Gender had not yet supplied sanitary pads to our learning institutions and correctional facilities. Madam Speaker, and that is why I want to challenge National Assembly. I know the Secretary General of ODM has said we wait for them to do what His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga directed them they do. But this is the work they should be doing. This is the money they appropriate. They appropriated in 2 financial years only. I'm using this at almost 1.something billion Kenyan shillings. No one has audited this amount, Madam Speaker. The National Assembly must be called out for incompetence. This is the oversight they should be doing instead of encroaching into the devolved function, like road maintenance levy fund of 11 billion, Madam Speaker. The National Assembly must be called off for being inept, for being moribund, and ineffective on the oversight of public funds, such as money that was appropriated to the Madam Speaker, to the purchase in their own budget, which we appropriate as a parliament. Madam Speaker, when you look under Article 114 of Constitution on money bill and budget making process, Madam Speaker, is the work and domain of parliament. It is not an exclusive function of National Assembly. And we have legislated up to Supreme Court, beginning in the petition of 2013, when National Assembly then wanted to lock out Senate in division of revenue. We have litigated this matter, and it has shown, and even courts have ruled, that budget-making process is the work of Parliament. Parliament under Article 93 is both the Senate and National Assembly. And therefore, Madam Speaker, this 940 million, 470 million that had been allocated to the purchase of sanitary pads cannot be accounted for. And that is why we are telling National Assembly, instead of encroaching to devolve functions, building markets, using NCGCDF, giving out bursary, they should be oversighting. And for the first time, I want to agree unequivocally with the Prime Minister Raila Odinga when he says, as members of Parliament, we should restrict ourselves as per Article 94 and 96, where we are doing representation, legislation, oversight, and budget-making process, including division of revenue to our counties. That is how we'll be inefficient. Madam Speaker, you cannot be your judge in your own case. You cannot have your cake and eat it, Madam Speaker. And therefore, the National Assembly should stop its bulldozing and twisting in terms of oversight, Madam Speaker. And therefore, as I second this bill, which is very critical in our function, Madam Speaker, I want to tell Madam Speaker, you know they say, when a lizard wants to wear a trouser, it should choose which tail it will ensure that it wears the trouser, Madam Speaker. And I'm asking the National Assembly, and I'm happy the ODM SG and Senator of Nairobi called out the minority leader the other day in Bondo. And that was brave of him. I think I've never been proud of Senator Sifuna until that day when he called out the pretense. Because even we had agreed that out of this issue, the equitable shareable revenue of 4 trillion national budget, 450 billion was to go to counties. But they went and substituted 0 to come to 4 or 5 billion. And therefore, we need to agree, Madam Speaker, because that is what the Deputy Minority Whip was arguing about, and we must agree. So therefore, I want to challenge the National Assembly that when a lizard wants to wear a trouser, it must choose which side of the trouser the tail should go, Madam Speaker. Let me just quickly run through the bill. Madam Speaker, I've had the move of the bill, my sister, which is she's doing a good work because he's promoting menstrual hygiene, the issue of sanitary provision to public facilities, Madam Speaker. Under Article 249, sub-Article 3, Parliament is supposed to appropriate funds to independent officers and commission. It doesn't say National Assembly. And I want to invite colleagues to read Article 249 of the Constitution, sub-Article 3, that says Parliament shall allocate adequate funds to enable each commission and independent office to perform its function, and the budget of each commission and independent office shall be a separate vote. So it does not say National Assembly. So the argument of money bill as under Article 114 and looking at Article 249, Sub-Article 3, does not in any way impede Senate from doing the legislation process that we have as a country, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I will just, on the issue of Clause 7, I think she has elaborated on the issue of formation of composition of the committee. I agree that we need this committee, and this committee should proceed with oversight. On Clause number 3, NGOs and individuals, Madam Speaker, we have so many people pretending to issue sanitary pads, and these people, you know, period shaming and period poverty also is how we publicize. I normally see NGOs and individuals go to schools, even GAV, they bring out girls, small girls, they just give them one packet of sanitary pad and tell them show to the camera, they take a photo, Madam Speaker, and then go, which is very unfortunate. And that is how we are even promoting stigma. We should, Madam Speaker, can you protect me from Senator Shute? So that is what I'm saying, that we need, even in Migori, anywhere people just go and take sanitary pads, give it to our school-going girls, take them to take a photo, and then they send to their donors. There is no proper accountability. And that is why I'm calling out the National Assembly. They should tell us in 470 million in 2022-2023, where did it go? In the following year, 970 million, where did it go? In purchase of sanitary pads, and the Ministry of Education and Gender only issue once. They go and take a photo. They don't give us a data. How many girls, how many schools that sanitary pads has been issued in a particular school. Even my own former school, St. Francis Chapter 8 Primary School in Mosoria in Chesume Sub-County, if you walk to that school and ask the headmaster, how many times did the sanitary pads were being issued? And that is very important. Clause number 8, the committee, sanitary pads are agree public institutions and correctional facilities, which I agree, so that we can allow close to 1 million girls who miss 3 to 4 days in a month because of periods not to attend classroom, to be able for them to be part of learning. And you know, most of these girls are sharp there. As Madam Speaker, you remember a song that what a woman can do, what a man can do, a woman can do best. And therefore, women and men, by God's grace, they are equal and the same. I think some people argue that women are smarter because they can multitask. But us who are Christians believe women are the neck, but men are the head. And I think that is what is, I don't know, that is how the Bible explains, Madam Speaker. I don't know in Muslim, I don't know why Senator Shute is complaining. Therefore, we should stop tokenism in issuance of sanitary pads in this country. And therefore, that is clause number 8. Clause number 9, Madam Speaker, I will jump quickly to clause number 12. The Secretariat, I think those are procedural issues. I want to go quickly, Madam Speaker, to clause number 14. I agree in the formation of county to overlook and advise so that we can see that concurrent function. I think the issue of sanitary provision can be concurrent because we have VCD classrooms being managed by counties. We have correctional facilities. We have public institutions that are being managed, like vocational training centers. Youth polytechnics are being managed by counties. And I think formation of this inter-county is very critical and very important. And therefore, the formation of these committees, and we promote the reusable of sanitary pads, Madam Speaker, so that we can ensure, you have heard the President talking about 15 billion trees. We need to promote the issue of climate financing, climate action. We need to ensure that sanitary pads that are being issued to our girls, one, are eco-friendly to protect our environment. Secondly, Madam Speaker, is to ensure that the disposal of sanitary towels is done hygienically, and then the quality. And therefore, the public health should be part of this conversation so that the sanitary pads, Madam Speaker, you know better, that the sanitary pads should be of good quality and correct size, so that they don't give infections to our young girls and women across the country. Madam Speaker, in clause number 16 on the issue of auditing and reporting, I want to agree, and I think we should amend this, that the reporting mechanism should go to the Parliament. Since National Assembly have been unable to oversight, now that it's a concurrent function, the Public Accounts Committee, but I think Public Accounts Committee, we are a bit held up. I think it should go to Public Investment Committee. It should look the issues of sanitary funding by the Deputy Party Leader of ODM, Senator Otsotsi. And I can see he's nodding because we are adding him more work in terms of efficiency and expertise that he normally has on matters of auditing and reporting to Parliament. Madam Speaker, finally, on clause number 22 on the general provisions, I agree that anybody who rebrands, sells, or poor quality that can cause infection to our girls and women, they should be fined 5 million. Alternatively, they should be incarcerated or be put into the jail for 5 years or being fined 5 million. Because you can imagine our girls and women wearing substandard or poor quality of sanitary pads, the infection can be a problem. Madam Speaker, I think Senator Schute's juvenism should be protected from this bill so that we can make progress. And I think he should go back to his county and describe the way he's trying to tell me behind the scenes. And then we'll see if we will be elected by women back to this house. Madam Speaker, and therefore I want to commend the mover of this motion and the owner of the bill, Senator Gloria Orwoba, on the provision of Sanitary Towels Bill 2024. And I hope this bill will be passed. I don't see the fact that women in National Assembly, I want to encourage women, Madam Speaker. Anything that will empower and give dignity to our women should be encouraged in our country. It should be the clarion call. We can ensure, I know people will say, what about the boy child? The boy child, Senator Eddie can come up with a bill on provision of underwears or inner clothes so that we can also fund and ensure our boy child are able to access in our primary schools and secondary schools, Madam Speaker. So if we want to promote gender equity, if that's what will take this bill to pass. But I want to believe the National Assembly, members of National Assembly are reasonable enough to ensure this bill by Senator Gloria Orwoba is being passed. And it has not gone without saying that Senator Gloria Orwoba has been the biggest champion, putting even billboards in Nairobi, bringing awareness before this house. So we must ensure we hold on to such leaders. And having a nominated leader, Madam Speaker, we have seen people who are nominated who are flower girls and flower boys in this house, even in the previous session and in this session that have done little or nothing about legislation intervention. So when we get a nominated leader coming up to push an agenda as elected leaders who have stayed in leadership, we should encourage, Madam Speaker, so that it makes sure.
What's your point of order, Senator Chimera?
Madam Speaker.
Senator Cherargei, please sit down.
Madam Speaker, I've listened to Senator Cherargei, Madam Speaker. Is the Senator in order to refer to nominated members of this Honorable House, Madam Speaker, as being flower girls, Madam Speaker?
Senator Cherargei, please apologize for using the word flower girls.
Madam Speaker, I didn't mention anybody's name.
Please withdraw the use of the word.
I say some.
No, you said senators in this session and the previous session who have been flower girls. Can you withdraw, please?
Madam Speaker, let me withdraw and substitute by saying some of our colleagues.
Please withdraw. I did not ask you to
substitute. I have withdrawn and apologize, but some of the colleagues, even in the previous session, a number have become flower girls and flower boys without.
Senator Cherargei, I think now you're crossing the line. No, please don't use the word flower girls in reference to any senator. Please withdraw and apologize.
Madam Speaker, can I substitute by saying?
No, please withdraw.
But I've withdrawn and apologize.
No, you have not. Can you withdraw and apologize on record?
I withdraw and apologize by saying, Madam Speaker, that as
no,
members
you have
of
withdrawn and apologized not by saying anything.
As members of Parliament, we should be serious in our work, whether you are elected or not elected. We should, Madam Speaker, we should do our job. Our job is not only to be seen to be court-chesters of individuals or parochial interests, that either of parties or individuals in this house or in the law house, Madam Speaker. And therefore, I want to celebrate and ask, you know, the Bible says the guilty are always afraid. Madam Speaker, and therefore, as I second this bill, I want to emphasize the need that let us, all of us, rally and ensure that we push this field. Let us vote. I want to urge delegations, because if it will involve counties, we might need the support of delegations. Let us pass this bill. Let us give our girls and women a dignity to live a dignified life, a respectful life, from the girls and women and all over the country. And because every man loves women, we must love women and ensure we support, not only love them by affection, but show through the actions and deeds, including legislation and interpretation. With those many remarks, I beg to second. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the provision of sanitary towels